Now, before we start, you might want to check out our other podcasts covering topics like personal development and minimalism, money, health, relationships, and more. So to optimize your life in other areas, just search for Optimal Living Daily in your podcast app. Now, on to the show.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 2146. Should I Tell Him I Want a Real Relationship? By Melissa Josue of melissathelovecoach.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ORD. I'm your host and narrator, Greg Audino. Very happy to be here with you today and to be able to bring you some more enriching relationship content. And today I've got a post on hand from Melissa Josue, aka Melissa the Love Coach. We'll be taking a look at a question she answered in her advice column called Ask Melissa. So I'll read the question first, then transition into her answer. Let's jump into the post now and optimize your life.
Should I Tell Him I Want a Real Relationship? By Melissa Josue of melissathelovecoach.com. Dear Melissa, should I go ahead and ask this man to be in a relationship with me? He is divorced 5 years. He pursued me, but I guess he got scared and retreated, but I was already hooked. We continued to get close, but I could feel him pushing away or not being as forthcoming as before. I, however, encouraged him to seek counseling to deal with his issues. I'm worried that following some type of rule, saying that men should be the protagonist, might make us lose out on something great. I want to lay my cards out and see what he says. We've been friends for about 7 months now. There is huge physical chemistry, and we connect on every level, spiritually, mentally, and oftentimes emotionally when he isn't being distant. I know what people might say, but I cannot help the way I feel in my heart, knowing we could lose out on something great because I was being a lady, waiting on him to come to me. I don't plan on being pushy or emotional. I plan on stating my case and hope that he sees how good we could be, because oftentimes he is engrossed in his work. Do you think I should tell him and risk our friendship as it stands, which, by the way, isn't progressing much? Confused Lover. Dear confused lover, I feel you. When you're in love with someone and you're unsure about how they feel about you and you're waiting for them to move the relationship along, it can be really frustrating, wondering what they're really thinking and feeling. And I know how that ambiguity makes you feel anxious and makes you want to be like, let's move things along. I've been there. The short answer is yes. You should definitely tell him how you feel about him and lay your cards on the table. Sharing your feelings is a powerful and wonderful way to connect and deepen your relationship and bring him closer to you, even if it is a friendship right now. But I advise against telling him to be in a relationship with you. The reason why I advise against asking him to be in a relationship with you is not because of any rule that men have to be the protagonist. There is no rule. But because, in my experience, that doesn't work for getting the result that you want. It doesn't work because asking a man to be in a relationship with you can make him feel pressured, i.e. controlled, which is a total turn-off to a man and can actually make a man want to withdraw. But if you already did this, don't fret. We can turn it around. There's a difference between telling him to do something and sharing your feelings. I'll explain how you do it will make all the difference. My advice is, instead of asking him to be in a relationship with you, I recommend these 2 things instead. First, take a deep breath. Release the oars. Sit back and stop rowing the boat. Step out of the energy of chasing and pursuit. It's stressful, it's exhausting, and ultimately it doesn't help your cause in deepening your friendship and connecting with his heart. Get in touch with what you're really feeling in your heart. For example, you're loving your connection and friendship. You love spending time together and sharing everything that you share. You're scared of losing the connection you have with him. You're feeling confused because sometimes there's a lot of chemistry, but sometimes he's withdrawn. Share your feelings without making him responsible. Share feelings, not actions. In other words, when you feel tempted to tell him what you want to do, stop yourself. Instead, connect with his heart by sharing how you feel, not telling him what you think he should do. For example, instead of, I want us to spend more time together, you can say, I love spending time with you. I feel so happy when we're together. I'm feeling sad and confused when we don't connect or spend time together for a long time. This connects with his heart and inspires him to open up to you about how he feels. See, what you're looking for here is mutual interest in moving the relationship forward from friendship to dating. There are a couple of ways you can move this friendship along to a romance in a way that's not pushy or risks turning him off. Number 1, be in your feminine power. If you've been mostly talking in a friendly context, get a little more flirtatious and see how he responds. Or maybe talk about something on your bucket list in your city and see if he takes the bait in suggesting or even arranging the both of you to go there. If you do, then you have a date. Number 2, the other option is to be more forward with your feelings instead of simply signaling your feelings. Don't tell him to be in a relationship with you, but tell him that it would thrill you to spend more time with him and ask him how he feels about that. See the difference between telling what you want him to do versus sharing how you feel and asking how he feels? The only thing that makes that approach more risky is that he might not reciprocate those feelings. But chances are his answer will be more clear about whether he wants to date you / have a romantic relationship with you or not. The bottom line is, it really comes down to what kind of relationship you want. You mentioned there are issues. These issues could be keeping him from pursuing a romantic relationship with you. If a man is ready for a relationship and interested, he'll do everything within his power to attain what he wants, if he knows what he wants. A question that sums it up for me, as I was reading your question, is, what is in the way of him asking you out? You've been friends for 7 months, you have huge chemistry. If he's showing some romantic interest, but it's stalled for some reason, and the friendship hasn't progressed from friendship to dating, if he's pushing you away, not being forthcoming, and you're unsure if he wants a romantic relationship with you, chances are he's not feeling ready right now and needs to resolve some things on his end to feel ready and to have the mental and emotional availability to devote to a romantic relationship. But you can get him to open up about his feelings using the methods that I recommended, so you can get more information to decide what you want to do. You just listened to the post titled, "Should I Tell Him I Want a Real Relationship?" by Melissa Josue of melissathelovecoach.com. Picture a wardrobe upgrade with quality essentials at an unbeatable price. Quince has you covered with timeless pieces that never go out of style. You'll have them in your closet forever. Quince has all the must-haves, like Mongolian cashmere crewneck sweaters from $50, iconic 100% leather jackets, and versatile flow knit activewear. And all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. That's because by partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And most importantly, Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. And as for me, I love Quince's versatility too. They have great home items as well as clothes, and I've been really happy with the bedding that I bought from them. When you look at it and you feel the material, you can tell easily that it's of high quality. So indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/ORD for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/ORD to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/ORD.
On May 10th, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is coming to IMAX and theaters everywhere.
What a wonderful day!
This summer, one movie event will reign.
It is our time.
Apes hunt humans. That is wrong.
Bend for your king.
Never.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Only in theaters May 10. Tickets on sale now. Rated PG-13. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13.
And thank you so much to Melissa for letting us share her work today. Couldn't agree more with her on this one. And I love the distinction she makes between how the reader can express her feelings, but not be demanding. A lot of nuance there, which Melissa articulated so well. You know, there can be so much worry about revealing too much of ourselves, wanting to hold back a little bit. And that could lead into a whole ongoing discussion with a lot of variables, but I'm tempted to boil it down to this. If you want to be in a relationship with someone, that relationship will only be functional if you are willing to be vulnerable and be open and say what you need to say, in spite of feelings of embarrassment. Again, there are lines you could consider not crossing until a later date if you'd like, but in this scenario, telling someone you like them as more than a friend, it's a good opportunity to bear all and not withhold something important from someone who you'd like to be with, and therefore should get comfortable opening up to. Just my 2 cents, maybe a little generalized today, I don't know. That does wrap us up though, everybody. So many thanks as always for joining and listening until the end. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great start to your week, and I do hope you come back and join me again tomorrow for another post where your optimal life awaits.